Sir, screen. Sir, hello. Sir, hello. Hello.
Hello, Prasanna. 1 minute. 1 minute.
हाँ sir.
Aman.
Hello, Amma. Prasanna, continue, ma.
Wow.
Hello.
Continue, Amma. Continue.
Hello,
I
Prasanna.
can't see the screen, sir, right now.
Your screen is
Sir.
visible, Amma.
No, sir, I'm not able to see. Sir. Hello. Hello.
Okay, ma.
Sir,
Hello.
hello. Sir, I can see now. Myself, Devi Prasanna. I'm here to present the topic on evaluation of starch-based polymer, uh, which we are preparing. We are going to prepare the diclofenac sodium. These are the contents.
Speak loudly, ma.
These are the contents of my topic. Introduction. Diclofenac sodium is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug that reduces the pain and inflammation, but it has the pure aqueous solubility, short biological half-life, and undergoes excessive first-pass metabolism. To decrease these drawbacks, I had prepared the control release dosage forms by using the starch estate polymer. Starch estate is reported to have the excellent bond forming ability and suitable for coating and control released applications. Present, we are going to investigate the possibility of development of control release tablet of diclofenac sodium to reduce the side effects, dosage frequency, and improve patient compliance. Aim. We are going to synthesize characterization and evaluation of a new starch-based polymer, starch estate as matrix former in control release tablet of diclofenac sodium. The main objective of the present study is to study the effectiveness of chemical modified acetylation starch, which can be suitably used as rate controlling matrix to reduce the dosage frequency as well as improving the patient compliance. uh, Drug profile, diclofenac sodium. This is the chemical structure of the diclofenac sodium. These are the properties of the diclofenac sodium. Chemical name, empirical formula, molecular weight. Therapeutic uses of the diclofenac sodium is the first to treat the rheumatoid arthritis. We are going diclofenac sodium is used to treat the rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and low back pain. Sir, next. Composition for diclofenac sodium matrix tablets. these are the ingredients I have used for the preparation: diclofenac sodium, lactose, starch acetate, and magnesium stearate and talc. We have prepared 6 batches of this formulae, in which we are in from F2 to F1 to F6. Lactose is given as the decreasing order, and starch acetate from F1 to F6, it is in increased order. I had prepared this formulations of 6 batches. Methodology: synthesis of starch acetate. Acetylation was first modified by Mark and Melter, uh, and this preparation start. Potato starch. We had taken potato starch of 20 parts, acetic anhydride 80 parts, and sodium hydroxide 50% solution 4.4 parts were mixed and reflexed for 5 hours at 150 degrees centigrade. When the reaction mixture was added to the cold water and to precipitate the starch acetate formed, the product was collected by vacuum filtration and washed with repeatedly with water and dried at 80 degrees centigrade for 12 hours in hot air oven. Um, and the excessive cold water was added to terminate the reaction and ground the product before testing. Methodology: characterization of the starch acetate. Uh, in this we have 14 properties. Solubility: solubility is starch acetate is given is dissolved in water and phosphate buffer of 6.8 and 7.4 test its solubility. Identification: the identification of starch acetate is done by using the FTIR. pH is pH is measured by using pH meter by preparing 1% slurry of starch acetate. Melting point is done by using melting point apparatus. Viscometer: 1% of starch acetate solution was prepared and tested by the Brookfield viscometer. Swelling index: the swelling index was performed by dissolving the starch acetate was dissolved in the water, phosphate buffer, and organic solvents. uh, by this we are going to testing the swelling index. Test for gelling property. Starch acetate has a less gelling property. We had prepared the starch acetate and dissolved in water and boiled at 100 degrees temperature for 4 hours. Moisture absorption: the hygroscopic property of the starch acetate was determined by using the moisture absorption. Particle size: the particle size of the starch acetate was determined by optical micrometer. Microscopy. Density was calculated by the light absorption technique. And bulk density, it has performed bulk density is performed by using the three tap model. And angle of repose, it is measured by using the uh, fixed funnel method. Compressibility index, it is the index in which the starch acetate is uh, filled in the ice cube and tested for the initial volume and the final volume. uh, Degree of determination of degree of substitution, it is the SI procedure, in which we are going to take the starch acetate assay. Sir, next slide. Preformulation studies. Preformulation study is a testing step in which the rational development of dosage forms of a drug. It is defined as a phase of research and development process where physical, chemical, and mechanical properties of a new drug substances are characterized alone and be combined with the excipients. It has two goals. First goal is to establish the necessary physicochemical properties of a new drug substance, and second goal is to establish a compatibility with the different excipients. Pre-formulation studies has two properties to testing: analytical test for API and the compatibility studies. Analytical test for API. In this solubility analysis, solubility analysis was done to test the to select the suitable solvent system to dissolve the drug and the excipients. Melting point determination. Melting point is to determine the hygroscopic nature of the drug. Um, uh, Identification of pure drug. It is done by the FTIR, measured by FTIR for Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy. Determination of lambda max. In this preparation of stock solution, in this 100 mg of diclofenac sodium was dissolved in the 100 ml of phosphate buffer 7.4 pH. In this, we are going to collect the 10. In this, the concentration was 1000 microgram per ml. From this concentration, we are going to take 1 ml of solution and further diluted to 100 ml of phosphate buffer 7.6 pH. In this, the concentration was found to be 10 microgram per ml. Determination of lambda max. This lambda max was 20 microgram of the diclofenac sodium was tested in the UV spectrophotometer. It gives the absorbance where the drug absorbs. Compatibility study, drug polymer excipient studies. In the drug polymer excipient studies were done by the infrared spectroscopy meter, in which we are going to test whether the drug and polymer excipients have any chemical reactions. Formulation development. In this calibration of standard curve, preparation of phosphate buffer pH 7.4. In this, we are going to take 0.22 molar sodium hydroxide of 39.5 ml and added to the 0.50 ml of 0.2 molar potassium dihydrogen phosphate. It is and diluted to 200 ml using distilled water. This is the preparation of the phosphate buffer pH 7.4. Preparation of standard solution of diclofenac sodium. In this, we are going to take 100 mg of drug diclofenac sodium and dissolve in the 100 mg of 100 ml of phosphate buffer pH 7.4. In this, the concentration of the diclofenac sodium is 1000 microgram per ml. And from this solution, we are going to take the 1 ml of the solution and further diluted to 100 ml using a pH 7.4 phosphate buffer. In this concentration is 10 microgram per ml. This 10 microgram per ml is used as the formulation of diclofenac sodium matrix tablets. It is first we required quantities of medicament and diluent and matrix material was mixed thoroughly, and then granulated fluid was added to form dough mass. The dough mass was passed through the sieve number 12. Then the wet granules were obtained. Then obtained wet granules dried at 60 degrees centigrade for 4 hours and then passed through the sieve number 16. Add magnesium stearate and talc, pass through the mesh number 100. Obtained granules were compressed into the tablets by using punching machine. Evaluation of the pre-compression parameters. The powdered granules were tested for the bulk density, tap density, Carr's index, Hausner's ratio, and angle of repose. These are the bulk density. Apparent bulk density was determined pouring the 5 grams of powder into a 100 ml graduated cylinder. And this formula is equal to dp density of bulk density is equal to mass by volume of bulk powder. Tap density. tap density measuring cylinder containing known mass of powder mass was tapped for 100 times. The tap density is equal formula is tap density is equal to mass by tapped volume. Karstner's ratio, it is the ratio of between the tap density and the bulk density. Angle of repose, it is a method of fixed funnel method in which the height and the radius of the powder is calculated. Evaluation of post compression parameters. Hardness was calculated by using Pfizer hardness meter, in which select different three tablets were selected in each batch and tested for its hardness. Hardness should be standard hardness range was 4 to 8 kg per centimeter square. Thickness, the thickness was calculated by using the vernier calipers. Weight variation, different 20 tablets of different batches were individually weighed and the average was calculated. The standard variation should not deviate from plus or minus 5%. Friability, in this friability apparatus, we are going to test the volume of the tablet. uh, uh, Drug content estimation. In this, we are going to estimate the drug concentration in each tablet. Tablet was to powdered and diluted in the pH 7.4. In vitro drug release study. It is tested in the using the USP dissolution apparatus, in which the 900 ml of water was filled in the filled, and the drug was placed in six tubes, and the temperature was maintained at 37 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees for 12 hours. Drug release rate, it is a zero order kinetics, in which it is a zero order kinetics drug release kinetics stability study. Stability study is the to test the temperature of different to test the temperature of the drug. Results and discussion. This is the synthesis of starch acetate. The During acetylation, 3 free hydroxyl groups on C2, C3, and C6 of the starch molecule can be substituted with acetyl groups. This is the chemical reaction in synthesis of starch acetate. These are the characterization properties of the starch acetate. Solubility, it is insoluble in aqueous organic solvents tested. pH 5.8, melting point 260 degrees centigrade, viscosity 2.4 CPS, swelling index 466.6. Test for gelling, no gelling, and swollen particles of starch acetate separated from water. Moisture absorption 3.5%. Particle size 5.58 micrometer. Density 0.812 gram per cc. Bulk density 0.967 gram per cc. Sir, next. Identification of starch acetate. The IR spectrum of starch acetate showed the acetyl carbonyl stretching at 1731.27 centimeter square, which was absent in the IR spectrum of potato starch, indicating the acetylation of native starch. Next slide, sir. This is the graph of potato starch. Next slide. Preformulation studies. Identification of the pure drug. FTIR spectroscopy was used to determine the functional groups which are present in the pure drug sample. Determination of lambda max. It was conducted using the UV spectrophotometer from 400 to 200 nanometers. The lambda max was found to be at 276 nanometer. Drug excipient compatibility. The compatibility studies were carried out to ascertain any interaction of drug within the excipient used in the preparation of tablets. This is the IR spectra of diclofenac sodium, and the next one is diclofenac sodium and starch acetate. There is no chemical reaction between these two. Next, formulation development, calibration of standard curve. It's the prepared solutions were calculated at UV spectrophotometer. These are the absorbance values. This is the graph representing. Formulation of diclofenac sodium matrix tablets. Matrix tablets were prepared by employing different proportion of starch acetate by using conventional wet granulation method. A total of six formulations were prepared, which consists of starch acetate as the retardant polymer. The blend was compressed on 8 mm biconcave multiple punch tablet compression machine. Each tab weighs of 300 microgram, corresponding to 100 mg of diclofenac sodium. Evaluation of pre-compression parameters, bulk density and the type density. Type density, these are the values obtained for each formula. These are within the standard range. Karl's index and the Hausner's ratio, these are also within the range and has the good flow properties. Angle of repose, it is also present in the within the range. Evaluation of post compression parameters. The prepared tablets were white and convex shaped, in which which are smooth surfaced. These are the parameters of diclofenac sodium matrix tablets. First one, hardness, friability, weight variation, thickness, and drug content. Evaluation of in vitro release studies. In vitro release studies has been taken place for 12 hours. First one, F1 and F2, F3 were tested for 12 hours. They first 8 hours they had shown the 100% of absorption. F4, F5, F6 has shown the maximum slow absorption because it has the high concentration of starch. F6 has shown the less absorption comparatively. These all 5 total. Release rate of diclofenac sodium matrix. This is the relationship between the percent polymer and release rate. The starch, when the starch state was increased, the release rate decreased in this study. Stability studies. These studies were conducted on the selected formulation F6 as per the ICH guidelines. We have selected F6 batch because it has the slow release property when compared to the total 5 batches. We had tested stability studies were done at the intervals of 0, 30, 60, and 90 days. And the parameters we have checked after that was weight variation, drug content, and the percent drug release. These are the values which we had obtained. Summary: the starch acetate was synthesized by reacting potato starch with acetic anhydride using 50% aqueous NaOH as the catalyst at elevated temperature. Starch acetate prepared was found to be white, crystalline, non-hygroscopic powder and can easily be ground to different sizes. It is insoluble in water and has no pasting or gelling property when heated in water. Matrix tablets were prepared by wet granulation method. A total of 6 formulations were prepared using diclofenac sodium as API and starch acetate as control release polymer. Total 6 batches were investigated for pre-compression parameters. Angle of repose of all the formulations was within the range of 17 to 25. These values indicate that the prepared blends exhibited good flow properties, and the bulk density was ranged in between the 0.73 to 0.84. Tap density ranged between 0.76 to 0.87. The compressibility index of the formulations exists in the range between 3.46 to 8.43. The compressed matrix tablets were found to be white to off-white, convex in shape without chipping, capping, and sticking. All formulation tablets were investigated for post-compression parameters like variation, weight variation, hardness, thickness, friability, and drug content. The hardness of all the formulations exist in the range between 6.8 to 8.0. The results indicated good mechanical strength of the tablets. The percentage of drug content was more than 99%. Conclusion: starch acetate prepared by reacting potato starch with acetic anhydride at elevated temperatures was insoluble in water and has no pasting or gelling property when heated in water. In the micromeretic evaluation, the angle of repose and the compressibility index values revealed the excellent flow characteristic of starch acetate prepared. All the physical properties studied indicated that starch acetate is a promising pharmaceutical excipient in the tablets. Diclofenac sodium released from the tablets formulated employing starch acetate was slow and controlled more than 12 hours and depended on percent of polymer in the tablet. Diclofenac sodium released from F6 formulation employed 16% of starch acetate was showed better control release than the other formulations. Hence, the starch acetate polymer is suitable for the design of oral control release of diclofenac sodium. Reference. These are the references. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, what is your dissolution medium?
Sir,
What is your dissolution medium?
dissolution medium pH 7.4 phosphate buffer, sir.
No, but in your procedure, you tell your medium is a distilled water, in vitro resolution.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. That is the medium, sir. 7.4
In
phosphate
your
buffer.
procedure, you told that you fill 900 ml of distilled water.
Okay.
So it is a phosphate buffer 7.4. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the formula for that? How you will prepare?
Phosphate buffer 0.2 molar NaOH of 39.5 ml was taken, and 0.2 molar potassium dihydrogen phosphate was of 50 ml was taken and dissolved in 200 ml of water.
Okay, what is the RPM you maintain?
So, 100.
100 RPM.
Yes, sir.
So how will you select the RPM? On what basis you will select the RPM?
Based on the drug. Based
So
on
for some drugs it is 50 and it is for
yes, sir.
100.
Yes.
How it will be? On what basis we will select that?
Based on the dissolving property, sir.
Which one? It is the drug or your dosage form?
Dosage form, sir. Like
Dosage
drug.
form. What is the reference for your RPM and which?
USP, sir.
Okay. What is the solubility of your drugs?
Sir.
Solubility of your drug?
It is insoluble in water, sir. It is soluble in a phosphate buffer solution.
You compared your formulation with market formulation.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Which is the? Huh?
No, sir.
Not compared?
No, sir.
Why?
We had prepared it, sir. I don't know.
You have different formulations and you got one best preparation.
Yes.
And you have to say that out of all these preparations, it is the best.
Yes, sir.
So by comparing, how we can say yours is the best? If you compare your best formulation with marketed formulation, then only we can say ours is the best formulation.
Okay.
We are getting this much of amount of release compared with marketed formulation.
Okay, sir.
Your product is available in market.
Yes, sir.
Then why you are not able to compare? So then only we can say that our product is the best one. Without comparison, we cannot say that our product is the best one.
Okay.
Okay, Nama, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Josna from Pharmaceutics Department. Here I am going to give a presentation on design, development, and characterization of simvastatin topical liposomal gel by using thin film hydration technique under the guidance of Sivadasu Praveen.
Okay, continue.
Next, these are the contents of my topic. Coming to introduction, wound healing is a dynamic and complex process which requires different cellular process to help damaged skin restores to normal function and structure. The healing process of the open wound includes different stages like hemostasis, inflammation, proliferation, revascularization, and remodeling. So there is a better need for wound healing strategies which ideally compress strategies both to decrease the bacterial contamination in the wound to prevent wound infection and to promote wound healing. Liposomes are the microscopic sealed vesicles with an aqueous core surrounded by one or more outer shells consisting of lipids arranged in a bilayer configuration. Liposomes have been used in a broad range of pharmaceutical applications. So, due to their various advantages like biocompatibility, biodegradability, and ability to load the both hydrophilic and hydrophobic drugs, liposomes can be used as a commercial drug delivery systems. Traditional Traditional drug delivery system is restricted by the incompatibility to deliver the drugs to their organ targeted organ or by causing adverse effects. Liposomal encapsulating technology is a new technique that has been developed in recent times by scientists to transport the loaded drugs to the targeted site in the body. Simvastatin is the lipid lowering agent. It completely inhibits hepatic hydroxymethylglutaryl coenzyme reductase and is effective in the treatment of hypercholesteremia and wound healing. When coming to objectives, to perform pre-formulation studies and compatibility studies of drug with excipients using FTIR spectroscopy, to design and develop the liposomes by employing soy ester and cholesterol at various levels, various concentrations, to characterize the simvastatin liposomal suspension and optimize the formulations based on the evaluation parameters, to prepare the liposomal gel using Corpo 940 as a gelling agent, to study the in vitro release studies using transdiffusion cell apparatus and fit the data into various kinetic models, to carry out the ex vivo permission studies, to perform the short-term stability studies using ICH guidelines. Next, plan of work, physicochemical properties of the drug. Next,
Don't read the slides.
okay, sir. And coming to drug profile, my drug was simvastatin, and it comes under category antibacterial agent. And the solubility of simvastatin was more in ethanol and chloroform, and melting point was in the range of 135 to 138 degrees centigrade. Coming to mechanism of action, simvastatin reduces cholesterol levels by inhibiting the enzyme 3-hydroxy 3-methyl-glutaryl coenzyme reductase, which converts these are the materials used in formulation of simvastatin liposomal gels. And these are the equipments used in the preparation of simvastatin liposomal gel formulations. And coming to methodology, a melting point of simvastatin was determined by using capillary melting method. Coming to analytical method, preparation of stock solution, 10 mg of simvastatin was dissolved in 100 ml of pH 6.8 phosphate buffer to get the concentration of 100 microgram per ml solution. Determination of lambda max. The final solution was scanned in UV visible spectrophotometer from 400 to 200 nanometer to determine the maximum wavelength of simvastatin, construction of standard calibration curve, preparation of 6.8 phosphate buffer, 1.5 grams of sodium hydroxide was taken in a 1000 ml measuring 1000 ml 1000 ml flask, 6. And this is the composition of my formulation. Here the cholesterol and soy lecithin are the main ingredients to prepare the formulation. Cholesterol was taken as a decreasing to increasing order, and the soy lecithin was taken as a increasing to decreasing order to prepare the simvastatin formulation. Next, the preparation of liposomes. The drug and the lipids were accurately weighed and dissolved in the mixture of methanol and chloroform. And then the organic solvent was slowly removed under the reducer pressure by using rotary evaporator. Here I am taking rotary evaporator at 40 degrees Celsius at 150 degrees RPM, such that a thin film of dry lipids was formed on the surface of the flask. These dry film was slowly hydrated with the 10 ml of phosphate buffer 6.8 for 1 hour, and the resulting liposome suspension was mechanically shaken for 1 hour using thermodynamically controlled mechanical shaker. The liposomal suspension was left to mature overnight at 4 degrees centigrade to ensure hydration of lipids. Next, formulation of liposomal gel loaded with simvastatin. Here, carbol 940 was used as a gelling agent, and it was taken as a polymer. 1% of carbol 940 was chosen for the preparation of gel. Here I am taking 1 gram of carbopol and dissolving 100 ml of water to get 1% of carbopol solution. Evaluation parameters for the formulation liposomes. Here the drug content of 1 ml of liposomal formulation was diluted to 10 ml with phosphate buffer 6.8 pH solution, and the electrodes were withdrawn and drug content was calculated by using UV spectrophotometer at 238 nanometer. So next, drug entrapment efficiency. Drug entrapment efficiency was calculated by using centrifugation method. 1 ml of liposomal suspension was taken and centrifuged at 350 RPM for 15 minutes. Sedimentation obtained from the centrifugation was suspended in 100 ml of phosphate buffer 6.8. The absorbance was taken at 238 nanometer. Particle size and zeta potential were measured by using zeta meter. The size and the potential liposomal vesicles is measured by using a drop on slide at the scattered angle of 90 degrees. Surface morphology. Formulated drug-loaded liposomes surface microscopic image was recorded by using Hitachi Noren System 7 scanning electron microscope. In vitro drug diffusion studies. In vitro of simvastatin release from liposomes was determined by using dialysis membrane method. 1 gram of ex vivo permeation studies. Evaluation test for liposomal gel loaded with simvastatin. Physical examination. The physical gel formulation was inspected visually for color, homogeneity, consistency, and spreadability. pH value of 1% aqueous solution of prepared gels was measured by pH meter, and viscosity was measured by using a Brookfield viscometer. Content uniformity. Liposomal gel formation loaded with simvastatin was diluted with the 6.8 phosphate buffer. The volume was made to 100 ml with the 6.8 phosphate buffer. The resulting solution was suitably diluted with the pH 6.8 phosphate buffer, and absorbance was measured at 238 nanometer using UV visible spectrometer. In vitro diffusion of simvastatin loaded liposomal gel and in vitro drug diffusion studies were performed by using a modified France diffusion cell apparatus. Next. Here, ex vivo permeation studies. Ex vivo permeation studies are carried out by using freshly killed goat dorsal skin freshly killed goat dorsal skin obtained from a local slaughters and stored at 180 degrees centigrade in ringer solution. Dermicide was wiped with isopropyl alcohol to remove the adhering fat and then washed with the distilled water. A circular piece of skin about 3 cm diameter was sandwiched between the donor and receptor compartments. In the donor compartment, formulation was placed and then the receptor compartment was filled with 6.8 pH phosphate buffer. and kept at constant temperature of 37 plus or minus 5 degrees centigrade and staging facing the donor compartment and the dermis facing the receptor compartment. After application of the test formulation on the donor side at fixed time intervals, 5 ml of liquids were withdrawn from the receiver compartment through side tube and analyzed. Stability studies were carried out. Stability studies were determined by stability studies were done by using ICH guidelines. Sufficient quantity of formulations was sealed in 5 grams of collapsible aluminum tube in triplicate and stored as refrigerated temperature and room temperature. Samples were withdrawn each month and analyzed for particle size, entrapment efficiency, and pH. Coming to result and discussion, melting point. The melting point of simvastatin was estimated by capillary method and which was found to be 135 to 138 degrees centigrade. Standard plot for simvastatin. Standard curve of simvastatin was performed by using pH 6.8 pH buffer solution, and the absorbances were measured by using UV visible spectrophotometer at 238 degrees 238 nanometer. These are the graph, and next the compatibility studies are carried out by using FTIR studies. Here FTIR spectra of pure simvastatin, simvastatin liposomal formulation and simvastatin liposomal gel formulations are showed sharp characteristics. In these studies, we concluded that the physical mixture indicating there is no significant interaction between the drug and the excipients. Next, formulation of simvastatin liposomes. Simvastatin liposomes were prepared by using different concentration of soy lecithin and cholesterol by using thin film hydration technique. Total of 6 formulations were prepared and also appeared as translucent white dispersion and showed to sedimentation. Evaluation test for formulation liposomes. With an increase in concentration of excipients, it will show significant increment in the both the drug content and entrapment efficiency. This is because of the formation of complexes in unsaturated fatty acids of cholesterol and phospholipids of soy lecithin. The formulation F4 had shown better drug content and entrapment efficiency, which can be considered as an optimized formulation among the other formulations. And particle size. The main particle size of the formulation was in the range of 210 to 263 nanometer. From the result, it was evident that formulation F4 had lowest average particle size and F1 had highest average particle size. Next. Zeta potential. The value of zeta potential indicates the stability of the product. Particles having the zeta potential less than the minus 30 microvolts or more than plus 30 microvolts are usually regarded as stable. Further, the results suggested that zeta potential was within the range. Surface morphology. Some photograph of my simvastatin liposomes supported that particles were spherical in shape and near homogeneous with relatively smoother surface, and diameter of the particle were in agreement with the results of particle size analysis. Next, in vitro diffusion studies. Here the simvastatin liposomes were compared with the pure drug. The drug release from the below table, the drug release from the pure drug was rapid over 8 hours in contrast with the sustained release from the liposomal formulation over 12 hours. This is because of the proper combination of soy lecithin and cholesterol to control the drug release. Okay. Next, this is the graph regarding all formulations. Coming to drug release kinetics. Drug release kinetics, the data obtained were fitted into various kinetic models like zero order, first order, Higuchi equation, Korsmeyer, and Pepas. These are the graphs for zero order, first order, and Pepas. Higuchi model and Nixon-Crowell. Next, evaluation test for the liposomal gel loaded with simvastatin. Here the optimizer formulation F4 will be taken for the liposomal suspension and was converted to gel formulation by using Carbopol 940 as gelling agent. Total of 3 formulations were prepared using Carbopol 1%, 2% and 3% gel concentrations. A controlled formulation of plain gel was used for comparison. Physical examination, all the formulations were found to be white, viscous, creamy, smooth texture with homogeneous appearance and ease of spreading without any separation. pH and viscosity content uniformity of the gel. The pH of the liposomal was found to be in the range of 6 to 7, and the range of content uniformity was from 88% to 99%. Viscosity measurement for G1, G2, G3 are shown in the table. Next, an in vitro diffusion of simvastatin liposomal gel. Here the simvastatin liposomal gel suspension gel shows sustained release of the drug when compared with the plain gel. From the below table, the drug release from the plain gel was rapid over 10 hours, and in contrast with the sustained release of liposomal gel over 12 hours. And this is because of the concentration of soy lecithin and cholesterol to control the drug release. Next, this is the graph obtained from. This is the graph obtained from the in vitro studies. Drug release kinetics. The data obtained from the drug release kinetics were fitted into zero order, first order, Higuchi model, Peppers and Hickson-Crowell method. Next, ex vivo diffusion studies. From the results, it was obtained that G1 simvastatin liposomal gel had shown enhanced permeation. About 90% of simvastatin was permeated from the optimized G1 liposomal gel, while the same was around 78% for the plain gel at the end of the same time interval. In 12 hours. This is because of the presence of permission enhancers in the formulations. Next. And the stability studies were done by using ICH guidelines. Results suggested that optimized simvastatin liposomal gel did not show any degradation with respect to particle size, entrapment efficiency, and pH. From the result, it was inferred that liposomal gel was highly stable at 4 to 8 degrees centigrade. Next, coming to summary. Initial studies were carried out to determine the solubility, maximum wavelength, and compatibility studies were done by FTIR studies, and different formulation of simvastatin liposomal suspensions were prepared by using different concentrations of soy lecithin and cholesterol by using thin film hydration technique. Formulated simvastatin liposomes were evaluated for drug content, entrapment efficiency, mean particle size, and zeta potential. Formulated drug loading liposomes had shown enhanced entrapment efficiency and drug content with decreased particle size. Zeta potential studies suggested that formulated liposomes were having enough charge to avoid agglomeration of particles. In vivo drug release studies showed that drug release from the liposomal formulation was slower than the drug solution. From the result, it was concluded that result of drug was predominantly controlled release by decreasing mechanisms and process followed Peppers model. From the above results, F1 showed but considered as an optimized formulation and was converted to liposomal gel by using Carbopol 940 as gelling agent. Next, formulated liposomal gels were evaluated for physical appearance, pH, viscosity, content uniformity of the gel. And the in vitro drug diffusion studies showed drug release from liposomal gel formulation was slower than the plain gel. And from the result, it was concluded that drug release was predominantly controlled by diffusion mechanism, and it follows Peppers model. Results obtained from the ex vivo release studies suggested that formulated drug-loaded liposomal had achieved highest flux when compared with the plain gel. Results obtained from the stability studies suggested that the optimized formulation gel was stable with respect to particle size, entrapment efficiency, pH, and formulated liposomes was highly stable at 4 to 8 degrees than other temperatures. Next, coming to conclusion. And liposomal gel was prepared by using thin film hydration technique, which is most favorable in the concentration of cholesterol, soy lecithin, Carbopol 940 to obtain the most favorable responses. The present study demonstrated sustained release of simvastatin and sustained release of simvastatin when compared with the pure drug solution which may maximize the therapeutic index and reduce dosing frequency. And the formulated liposomal had achieved higher flux when compared with the plain gel. Stability studies suggested formulated liposomal gel are highly stable in 4 to 8 degrees centigrade than other temperature. These are the differences. These are the differences used. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Emma, out of different preparations you prepared, which is the best one?
F4 formulation, sir.
Why it is the best one?
Sir, due to the proper concentration of soy lecithin and cholesterol, it will give better result regarding all the formulations.
A better result means?
Better result means more entrapment efficiency,
What is the
low
percent of
particle
release?
size.
What is the percent of release?
Sir,
What is the percent of release? Time versus release rate. How much amount of drug is released in 12 hours?
sir, in liposomal gel formulation, over 90% of drug was released. Sir,
How much time required?
sir for plain gel, it requires 10 hours, and for the formulation, it requires 12 hours. Sir.
12 hours. So is it is which form your preparation?
Topical liposomal gel formulation.
Yes, I am asking. It is
Gel
gel
form, sir.
gel form. Gel form requires 12 hours to release 90%.
Sir, in vitro,
Yes.
it will take 12 hours, sir, dissolution.
Okay. In vitro means with the goat skin.
Yes, sir.
So is it possible to apply for 12 hours? Is it remains on the skin for 12 hours?
No, sir.
Then how will get the release? After application to get 90% release, the formulation should be stay for 12 hours on the skin. Is it possible?
No, sir.
How much time it will retain?
Within 30 minutes or 1 hour after application of topical.
Okay, then what is the release in that particular time?
60 or 70%.
No, within 1 hour it is not there. You see, what is the release?
Within 1 hour means 15% or like that.
Then how we can say that it is the best formulation? So it is not possible to keep that gel formulation on the skin for a long time.
Yes,
Then we have to formulate in such a way that it is to be released immediately within a short period of time. But yours is we have to see that our formulation should release 90 and above with short period of time. But your product is releasing that 90% at 12 hours time. But that is not up to the mark. We cannot say that it is a suitable formulation. Okay, no, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Prashanti. Hello, K. Prashanti.
Hello,
Hello.
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma. First, introduce yourself, ma. Name and roll number.
Sir, myself, Kondeti Prashanti, sir. Roll number 187 N1 S0303, sir. Today, I am going to discuss seminar on topic design and development of orally disintegrating tablets of aceclofenac prepared by direct compression method using different super disintegrants under the guidance of Hamlata Madam, sir.
Okay, ma, continue.
Contents of my topic are, sir, introduction, aim, objectives, drug profile, methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, references. Next, sir. Introduction involves orodestructive tablets are the solid dosage forms which rapidly disintegrate in saliva, usually in a matter of seconds. Exhibits rapid disintegrate or dissolution within the oral cavity through rapid hydration. Orally disintegrating tablets offers an advantage for populations difficulty in swallowing. It is the common among all age groups and more specific with pediatric, geriatric, and psychiatric patients with nausea, vomiting, motion sickness, and complications. Next, limitations of aceclofenac. The tablet may leave unpleasant taste or grittiness in mouth if not formulated properly. The tablets usually have insufficient mechanical strength. Careful handling is required. Drugs which have large doses can cause problems to formulate them into ODTs. Aims and objectives of aceclofenac. Aim. The present study is aimed towards the formulation and evaluation of fast disintegrated tablets by direct compression technology using aceclofenac as model drug. Objectives. Objectives involve aceclofenac by direct compression technique using different concentration super disintegrants. Compressed tablets post compression parameters like thickness, diameter, hardness, uniformity, weight, friability, drug content, dispersion time, wetting time, water absorption ratio, and disintegrating time. In vitro release studies, USP dissolution apparatus 2 and pH 6.8 phosphate buffer per 20 minutes with 2-minute time intervals. Next, drug profile of aceclofenac. Drug profile of aceclofenac involves molecular formula C16H13Cl2NO4. Molecular weight is 354.185 grams per mole. Appearance is white in color, odorless, and crystalline powder. Category non-steroidal and anti-inflammatory drug. Melting point is 152. Drug profile of melting point is 152 to 153 degrees centigrade, and its solubility is poor aqueous solubility. Soluble in DMS. Drug profile of pharmacokinetic parameters of aceclofenac. It involves absorption, distribution, metabolism, elimination, half-life, dose, mechanism of action. Firstly, absorption. Aceclofenac is rapidly absorbed in peak plasma concentrations, approximately is 1.5 to 3 hours. Distribution involves
Ma, you start with your experimental work. Methods, you start with your methods, experimental methods.
methods involves aceclofenac. Methodology involves determination of drug excipient compatibility studies, estimation of aceclofenac, construction of calibration curve involves pH 6.8 phosphate buffer. By direct compression method, evaluation of aceclofenac tablets involves weight variation, friability, thickness, hardness, assay, melting time, water absorption ratio, in vitro dissolution study. Next, sir. List of super disintegrants. Aceclofenac involves super disintegrants. They are named as sodium starch glycolate, cross caramello sodium, cross providone. Next. Composition of mouth dissolving tablets of aceclofenac involves ingredients. These are the ingredients: aceclofenac, cross caramelose sodium, sodium starch glycolate, cross providone, sucrose, microcrystalline cellulose, mannitol, talc, magnesium stearate. It involves F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, and F9. F1 involves 100 ml cross caramelose. Methodology involves pre-formulation studies, determination of drug excipient compatibility studies, estimation of aceclofenac, calibration curve by using pH is 6.8 phosphate buffer. Fast dissolving tablets of aceclofenac by direct compression method involves evaluation. Evaluation of fast dissolving tablets of aceclofenac are weight variation, friability, thickness, hardness, assay, wetting time, water absorption ratio, in vitro dissolution study. Next, calibration curve. Calibration curve involves concentration and absorbance. It contains 2 μg per ml and absorbance is 0.302. 4 μg per ml involves 0.450. 6 μg per ml absorbance is 0.602. 8 μg per ml and the absorbance is 0.761. 10 μg per ml, then the absorbance is 0.908. Pre-formulation studies involves drug excipient compatibility studies by FTR spectrum. FTR spectrum of aceclofenac involves these following graphs: wave number and the temperature. Next, FTR spectrum of aceclofenac and cross caramelose sodium involves wave number centimeter square, and this is the graph that's showing aceclofenac and cross caramelose FTR spectrum. Next, FTR spectrum of aceclofenac and cross providone involves this graph, sir. Bulk density and tap density. Formulation, bulk density, tap density. F1, it involves F1, F2, F3, F4, F7, F8, and F9. Formulation F1 contains bulk density 0.451 plus or minus 0.26. Tap density is 0.585 plus or minus 0.31. Next, formulation F2 involves Cass index and Hausner's ratio. Formulation contains F1 and Cass index is 12.20 plus or minus 0.31. Hausner's ratio is 1.10 plus or minus 0.06. And the formulation F2 contains Scott's index 12.31 plus or minus 0.21. Hausner's ratio is 1.12 plus or minus 0.12. Formulation F3 contains 12.85 plus or minus 0.18, and the Hausner's ratio is 1.05 plus or minus 0.14. Formulation F4 contains 12.06 plus or minus 0.12, and Hausner's ratio is 1.00 plus or minus 0.35. Formulation F5 contains angle of repose involves formulation F5 contains 12.59 plus or minus 0.323, and Hausner's ratio. Angle of repose involves formulation and angle of repose in degrees. Formulation F1 contains 19.45 plus or minus 0.35, and formulation F2 contains 20.71 plus or minus 0.32, and the formulation F3 contains 21.12 plus or minus 0.52. Formulation F4, the angle of repose is 19.79
Don't
plus
read
or
the
minus.
slide. Don't read the slide.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Why you are reading like a small child continuously? You have to summarize the slide.
Okay, sir. And it involves next to come to post compression parameters. It involves formulation, weight variation, thickness, hardness, friability, and assay.
Table
Formulation F1 contains weight variation 200.3 plus or minus 0.16 mg, and the thickness is 3.2 plus or minus 0.001. Hardness in centimeter square is 3.2 plus or minus 0.23. Friability is 0.261 plus or minus 0.01, and the result of assay is 96.13 plus or minus 0.51. Next, water absorption ratio. Water absorption ratio involves formulation and water absorption ratio. Formulation F1 contains water absorption 103 plus or minus 0.25. Formulation F2 involves water absorption ratio
Which is the
142
best
plus.
one? Out of
Sir,
this, which is the best one from this table?
out of this,
Hello, Amma.
What
From
is the
10
summary of this?
formulation, which one is best one?
best fifth one is best one, sir.
Fifth one. Okay, next.
Next, in formulation and in vitro disintegration times per second, sir. F1 formulation involves in vitro disintegration time is 22.3 seconds, and F2 formulation involves in vitro disintegration time is
Which one
15.1
is better, madam?
seconds.
Which
Formulation
formulation
F3
is
in
better?
vitro disintegration time is 11.6 seconds, sir. Next, in vitro dissolution study, sir. In vitro dissolution study involves dissolution parameters. It involves apparatus USP type 2, speed 50 RMP, maximum pH is 6.8 phosphate buffer solution, sampling points 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12 minutes, temperature 37 degrees to 0.5 degrees, volume drawn is 5 ml. Sir. In vitro dissolution study involves this table, sir. Time interval minimum and percentage cumulative amount of drug dissolved. It involves F1 81.0%, F2
Alice
91.08%.
these are the table of in vitro dissolution study అంటే అయిపోయేది ఏవో చదువుతుంది ఇంకా
This is the values of in percentage cumulative drug dissolved, sir. Next, sir. In vitro dissolution study involves this dissolution profile. It involves time in minute, cumulative dissolution
సరే
profile,
ఉంటాడు
and cumulative dissolution profile. Next, sir. Kinetic modeling of drug release. This is the table that shows kinetic modeling of drug release, sir. It involves time log t square root.
ఆ ఎప్సిలాన్ రాని అంత సీరియస్ ఉన్నాడు ముసలాయన అమ్మో
Zero order release kinetic data involves this graph. The first order involves this graph, time in minutes. Next,
సావటాకి
Amma Swapna. Amma, wait for some time. You call Swapna. Who is Swapna?
Hello, Swapna.
Your project is completed or you are there? Please mute your microphone. Don't speak in the middle. Okay, continue.
okay, sir. Higuchi release kinetic data. Higuchi release kinetic data involves this graph, sir. It contains cumulative percent drug release and square root of time, sir. Next, sir. PEPAS release kinetic data. It contains log percent cumulative drug release and log time, sir. This is the graph. Hexon-Scoville erosion equation, sir. It contains time and square root of percent drug remaining. Regression coefficient R square of different kinetic models. It contains batch, zero order, first order, Higuchi, PEPAS, and Hexon-Scoville. So, in inference from the above plots, it was concluded that optimized formula showed first order release and mechanism because R2 value of Hexon-Scoville plot is more than Higuchi R square value, sir. Next, conclusion. And the conclusion is the orodispersible tablets of aceclofenac were prepared by direct compression using cork cross-carbamylose sodium, sodium starch glycolate, and cross-providence as super disintegrants. Aceclofenac was found to have maximum absorbance at 275 nanometers, and its pH is 6.8. And phosphate buffer was constructed by making concentration 2 μg, 4 μg per ml, 2 μg per ml, 6 μg per ml, 8 μg per ml, and 10 μg per ml solutions. By using FTIR spectrum, and they did not show the presence of any additional peaks of new functional groups. Total 9 batch formulations were investigated for various pre-compression parameters like Hausner's ratio and Carr's index. It contains tab density, angle of repose, and bulk density. Next, sir. Next, sir. Water absorption ratio is increased with increase in the concentration of super disintegrants from 20 to 40 mg per 49 containing F9 containing 40 mg of CP showed maximum water absorption, and its value is 181 compared to other formulations. The kinetic data concluded optimized formulation shows first order release and the drug release described by dissolution mechanism. And the formulation F9 showed higher drug release, 99.78% within 12 minutes. Next, sir. These are the references, sir. River S. These are also the references for aceclofenac. Thank you, sir.
What are the super disintegrants used?
Super sodium starch glycolate and cross-providone sodium, sir.
What are the concentrations allowed in the formulation? What is the concentration allowed of your super disintegrate in the formulation? How much concentration is allowed as per pharmacopoeia?
Concentration, so
ఫార్మకోపియా లిమిట్స్ ప్రకారం సూపర్ డిసింటిగ్రేంట్ ప్రతిదానికి కూడా ఇంత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ లో మనం ఫార్ములేషన్ లో యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు అని ఉంటుందమ్మా. అట్లా నువ్వు రెండు వాడినట్టు వాటికి ఎంత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ లో మనం యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు?
20, 30, 40, sir.
20, 30, 40% ఆఫ్ సూపర్ డిసింటిగ్రేంట్ కెన్ బి యూజ్డ్ ఇన్ ఫార్ములేషన్. ఎక్కడ ఉన్నది? What is the meaning of super disintegrant?
This shows rapid onset of action, sir.
What is the difference between disintegrant and super disintegrant?
Disintegrants, they shows the action, but super disintegrant shows rapid onset of action and dissolved in oral cavity within seconds, sir.
సో సూపర్ డిసింటిగ్రెంట్ అనేది ఫాస్ట్ గా రిలీజ్ అవుతుంది. మరి అలాంటప్పుడు 40% కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాం దాన్ని? మరి వై యూ చూజ్ ఇన్ డైరెక్ట్ కంప్రెషన్ మెథడ్?
సార్,
వై యూ చూజ్ ఇన్ డైరెక్ట్ కంప్రెషన్ మెథడ్? టాబ్లెట్ కంప్రెషన్ కి ఏం?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్. By using direct compression, solid dosage pump, sir.
My question is, why you chosen direct compression method for your tablet?
Hello, Ma. Wet granulation method, some other methods is there. No, why you are using particularly direct compression method?
By direct compression method.
What are the other methods of preparation? డైరెక్ట్ కంప్రెషన్ కాకుండా ఇంకా వేరే ఏ మెథడ్స్ ద్వారా మనం ప్రిపేర్ చేయొచ్చు? టాబ్లెట్స్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి ఏమేమి మెథడ్స్ ఉన్నాయమ్మా? మెథడ్స్ పేర్లు చెప్పు.
డైరెక్ట్ కంప్రెషన్ సార్.
ఇంకా అదొకటే
బై
మెథడ్?
డైరెక్ట్ కంప్రెషన్ కాదు సార్.
ఇంకా ఏమున్నాయి?
sublimation method, some other methods is there, madam?
Implementation method,
ఏమా?
formulation.
I am asking what are the different methods of preparing tablets? You know only one method?
No sir, direct compression.
You know only one direct compression, you don't know other methods.
No sir.
You don't know wet granulation method, dry granulation method?
I know sir, wet granulation method, dry granulation
Then
method.
why you are saying no, no, no?
I
Okay, what-
didn't understand sir.
నువ్వు వాడిన pH
Sir?
ఏంటమ్మా? నువ్వు వాడిన pH ఏంటి? రిజల్యూషన్ మీడియం pH ఏంటి?
6.8 pH sir. 6.8 pH sir.
ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేసావు? ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేసావు చెప్పమ్మా. ఏమేమి ఇంగ్రీడియంట్స్ తీసుకోవాలి 6.8 ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలి అంటే?
Ingredients: phosphate buffer sir, aciclovinac prepared by Cross Caramello's Cross Providence, phosphate buffer
Phosphate,
by making concentration
phosphate.
2 μg per ml sir, 4 μg, then 4 μg per ml and 8 μg per ml sir.
Hello, Prashanti.
Sir,
I am asking about what is the procedure for preparation of 6.8 phosphate buffer. Procedure for preparation of 6.8 phosphate buffer. Not asking about
okay sir.
preparation.
Firstly, take 100 ml of aciclovinac drugs sir, then dissolve in 10 ml of
Hello.
sir.
The procedure for preparation of phosphate buffer, ma. Not
Phosphate buffer.
not asking about phosphate buffer. Who is your guide?
Hemalata madam sir.
Madam, are you there?
అమ్మా డిజల్యూషన్ మీడియం ఉందా? డిజల్యూషన్ చేసావా?
ప్రశాంతి
Hello. సార్ చేశాను సార్.
డిజల్యూషన్ మీడియం ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేసావో చెప్పు, అది నేను అడుగుతాను.
F1, F2, F3, F4 సార్.
డిజల్యూషన్ మీడియం ఎలా చేసావు? F1, F2, F3 అనేవి ఫార్ములేషన్ నేమ్స్, నువ్వు ప్రిపేర్ చేసిన ఫార్ములేషన్ నేమ్స్ అయ్యి. నేను అడుగుతున్న డిజల్యూషన్ మీడియం ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేసావు?
Prashanti, please tell the dissolution medium preparation. Prashanti,
మేడం
phosphate buffer ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేసావో ఆ మెథడ్ చెప్పు.
by making a concentration of 2 μg per ml.
Dihydrogen phosphate and sodium hydroxide you are taking now for preparation of potassium phosphate buffer. Hello, Prashanti.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
How much ml of phosphate buffer? Potassium dihydrogen you are taking?
6.8.
ఓకే, లీవ్ దట్ క్వశ్చన్. నువ్వు 2 μg 4 μg కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్స్ స్టాండర్డ్ గ్రాఫ్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి చేసావు కదా, అవి
Yes,
ఎలా
sir.
ప్రిపేర్ చేసావమ్మా?
They
స్టాండర్డ్
are
గ్రాఫ్
found.
ఎలా
They are
ప్రిపేర్
found
చేసావు?
in a range of 0.393 plus or minus 0.32 grams sir.
నేను అడుగుతుంది
Angle of
నేను అడుగుతున్న క్వశ్చన్ సరిగా వినమ్మా.
Okay, sir.
కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ క్యాలిబ్రేషన్ కర్వ్ చేయడానికి 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 మ్యూజీస్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ లో సొల్యూషన్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసావు.
Yes, sir.
ఎలా ప్రిపేర్ చేసావు? 2 మ్యూజీ 4 మ్యూజీ అనేవి ఎలా వచ్చినాయి నీకు?
Sir, firstly 100 grams of aceclofenac, sir. Then it is dissolved in 100 mg of drug, sir.
100 mg
Then it is,
of aceclofenac dissolved in 100 ml of water.
yes, sir, water, sir.
వాటర్ లో డిజాల్వ్ చేసావా? నీ మీడియం
Yes,
ఏంటి?
yes, sir. Water, sir. Water, sir.
What is the solubility of aceclofenac?
0.00199 mg per ml, sir.
aceclofenac డ్రగ్ దేంట్లో కరుగుతుంది?
Saliva, water, sir.
వాటర్ సాల్యుబుల్.
Oral, it is soluble in oral cavity, sir. Easily soluble by saliva, sir.
Sir asking about is soluble in water or organic solvents?
Water, sir.
Aceclofenac is soluble in water.
Organic solvent, sir.
ఓకేనమ్మా, బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వమ్మా. వైవా
sir,
చెప్పేటప్పుడు ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత కనీసం చదువుకొని రావాలి. ఏమున్నాయి ఏంటి చదువుకొని తెలుసుకొని రావాలి. నువ్వు చెప్పిన దానికి నేను అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్లు ఏంటో కూడా నీకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు. ఓకే
సార్. ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Hello, Pooja. Unmute your phone, ma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. Now you can.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm Pooja and my project is about formulation and characterization of floating microspheres containing synergism under the guidance of Venkateshwar Rao, sir.
Okay, continue.
These are the contents of my topic, sir. Coming to introduction, oral route is the predominant route for drug administration. Gastric retention time is the time for the drug residing in the stomach. Gastroretentive drug delivery systems. Gastroretentive drug delivery systems retains in the stomach for prolonged periods of time, which includes floating systems, mucoadhesive systems, hydrodynamically balanced systems, sedimentations, expansion modified shape systems. Among them, floating systems is the most effective one. Floating drug delivery systems are buoyant in the gastric medium for prolonged periods of time due to low bulk density. Floating drug delivery systems are the gastric retentive drug delivery systems, which are based on the non-effervescent approach. Microspheres are the free-floating drugs which contain protein and polymer. Coming to the advantages, gastric retentive drug delivery systems improves the bioavailability and patient compliance. Floating drug delivery system increases the gastric retention time by constantly releasing the drug at desired rate. By increasing the gastric retention time, the amount of the drug is increased in the body, which reduces the plasma drug concentration fluctuations. Coming to the limitations, floating drug delivery systems are not suitable for the drugs which are irritant in the gastric region. The residence time in the stomach depends upon the digestive state of the body. So, majority of the floating drug delivery systems to be taken after the meals. Release rate is different from dose to dose. Next, sir. Coming to the aim and objectives, the aim of the present study is to formulate and characterize of the floating microspheres containing synergism using polymers HPMC K100M and HPMC K4M and gas generating agents sodium bicarbonate and calcium bicarbonate by solvent evaporation and ionic gelation method. Objectives includes the improving patient compliance by decreasing dose frequency. Gastric retention time is increased because of the buoyancy. Enhanced absorption of drugs which solubilize only in the stomach. Decreased release in controlled manner for prolonged period. Site-specific drug delivery. The next one. Coming to the drug profile, synergism having the molecular formula of C26H28 and N2 and having the molecular weight of 368.514 gram and comes under the categories of anti-emetic, anti-nausea, anti-vertigo, antihistaminic drug, having a melting point of about 192 degrees centigrade and water solubility of 750 mg per ml. So next, mechanism of action. It influences, it acts by interfering the signal transmission between vestibular apparatus of the internal ear and vomiting center in the hypothalamus. Vomiting is motion sickness is actually a physical contemporary mechanism of the brain to keep the individual from moving so that it can be adjusted to the signal perception. Synergism can also be viewed as non-tropic drug because of its vasorelaxation abilities, which happens mostly in the brain. It is also effective combined with other non-tropic drugs. In combination, each drug potentiates the other in boosting the brain oxygen supply. Pharmacological actions. Synergism is antihistamine, anti-emetic, anti-nausea drug, and the other symptoms which involves in severe depression are drowsiness, headache, GI upset, and skin and hypersensitive reactions, dry mouth, blood vision, urinary difficulty and retention, constipation, and increased gastric reflux, fatigue, and hyperlipidemic disease. Coming to the pharmacokinetic parameters, bioavailability is not specific and the hepatic metabolism is about 3 to 14% and half-life is 2 to 3 hours and excretion is through renal route and plasma bound is about 91% and daily dose is 25 mg per 8 hours. Methods of preparation involves a emulsion solvent evaporation method in this method the polymer is drug is dissolved in the polymer which is previously dissolved in the chloroform and this solution is added to the aqueous phase containing 0.2% of sodium of PVP as emulsifying agent. Then it is agitated at 500 rpm. Then the drug and the polymer was transformed into fine droplets. On solvent evaporation, they form rigid microspheres, and through this, then they are filtrated and washed with distilled water and desiccated at room temperature for 24 hours. Next. So next. Ionic gelation method. Alginate or chitosan particulate system for synergism release was prepared using this technique. Different percent weight by volume of synergism is added to the 2% weight by volume of aqueous solution of sodium alginate. In order to get the complete solution, stirring is continued After that, it was added dropwise to the solution containing calcium and chitosan solution in a stick medium. Microspheres which are formed in the original solution were kept for 6 hours and after 24 hours they get jellified and then filtrated for separation. The complete result was obtained at pH 7.4. Coming to methodology, determination of absorption maxima. 10 mg of synergism was dissolved in 15 ml of methanol, and it was made up to 100 ml with 0.1 normal HCl, and from that 20 micrograms of synergism solution was taken and was observed for the UV spectrophotometer for absorption max. And preparation of calibration back. Preparation of floating microspheres. Microspheres were prepared by ionic gelation method. 50 mg of synergism was dispersed in aqueous mucilage containing sodium alginate, and then the polymer was also dissolved in the solution in suitable proportions. Then the gas forming agents such as calcium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate are also added. Then the resulting solution is dropped through a syringe using 26G syringe needle into 5% calcium chloride solution, which is containing calcium chloride solution, which is containing 10% acetic acid, and it is maintained at 600 rpm for 60 to 70 degrees centigrade. Then the solution is remained for 1.5 hours, and to improve the mechanical strength of the microspheres and allowed to complete the reaction to produce gas. So next. Next. These are the compositions of my formulations, which includes variations in the drug and the gas reagent. Characterization of synergies in microspheres includes determination of particle size, incorporate efficiency, percentage buoyancy, product yield, in vitro drug release studies, micromedetic properties of microspheres. Coming to the results and discussion, determination of absorption maxima, 20 micrograms of synergism was scanned under UV spectroscopy and from 200 to 400 nanometers, and then the lambda max was found at 253 nanometers. These are the FTIR studies for the incompatibility, to determine the incompatibility study between the drug and the excipients. Evaluation parameters includes bulk density. All the formulations are underwent a bulk density and tapered density. Among them, bulk density is in the range of 0.27 to 0.38 gram per ml, and tapered density is in the range of 0.33 to 0.45 gram per ml. So next, determination of mean particle size. All the formulations are measured for particle size under the optical microscopy, and the range is between 221.98 to 475.36. Coming to the determination of incorporate efficiency, the incorporate efficiency is to determine the entrapment efficiency of the drug, which is in the range of 70.48 to 92.1%. As the polymer increases, as the polymer concentration increases, the entrapment efficiency also increases. Coming to the percentile, as the polymer concentration increases, the production yield of the drug also increases, and it is in the range of 75.2 to 89.4%. Percent floating is in the range of 56 to 88%, and among them, F4 and F6 formulations are meant to be the better formulations. Coming to the floating time, all the microspheres are underwent to the floating time test, and 80% of the microspheres shows a better floating time for more than 12 hours. Coming to the in vitro dissolution studies, these are the formulations from F1 to F5. Among them, the formulation F4 and F4 shows 100% of dissolution at 12 hours. And among the formulations from F6 to F7, F10 formulations show 99.9% dissolution at 12 hours. Drug release studies includes the modified formulation F4 shows regression coefficient of 0.966 for 0 order and 0.835 for first order and 0.978 for Higuchis and 0.742 for Pepas. These are the graphs for the first order, second order, 0 order and Higuchi Pepas. Coming to the summary, The present study reports the development of the drug-loaded for floating sustained release microspheres of synergism by inotropic solvent evaporation technique by using various polymers HPMC K100 and HPMC K4M. Further, from the above results and discussion, it was concluded that the batch number F4 and F10 gives good results in micromagnetic properties, production need, floating time, entrapment efficiency. So next. The major advantages of the system includes ease of preparation, good buoyancy, high encapsulation efficiency, sufficient drug release over several hours. Further study includes applying box bencher experimental design to optimal formulation. Formulation optimized batch number F4 would be used in further studies. Conclusion: Synergism is basically a BCS class 2 drug, and it requires frequent dosing because of its low bioavailability and low water solubility. The drug requires novel gastro-retentive drug delivery system which can be provide an external period of time in the stomach and improve oral bioavailability. Floating microspheres of synergism was prepared by a inotropic gelation method using biodegradable polymers such as HPMC K100M and HPMC K4M, and gas generating agents such as sodium bicarbonate and sodium calcium carbonate in order to retain drug in the body for prolonged periods of time. This study was concluded that the formulation of the floating microspheres of synergism offers prolonged gastric residence time and continuous release of the medication over an extended period of the time. Thus, oral bioavailability of the drug and subsequent efficiency is improved. These are the references, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Your formulation is compared with marketed one. That's F4.
No, sir.
No, because it is available in the market.
Yes, sir.
Your formulation is available.
Yes.
Then why you are not?
Actually, we compared from two formulations from F1 to F5 and F6 to F10, sir. Among them, F4 and F10 showed better results, sir.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I am asking that out of your different formulations, your F4 is best.
Yes, sir.
That is to be compared with marketed formulation, no?
Yes,
Then
sir.
only we can compare and we
Yes.
can say. Okay, Namma. Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Maharaj. Good afternoon, ma. You can start now.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma. You can start the presentation.
Okay, sir. Myself, Mehraj. Now I am going to present a presentation on the topic of formulation and evaluation of telmisartan nuclear acid drugs under the guidance of Himabindu ma'am. So next slides. These are the contents of the presentation. Coming to the introduction of this topic, the bioradiation can be defined as the ability of a material to...
No need of introduction. Go for your materials and methods.
Okay, sir. Telmisartan. The telmisartan is an angiotensin II receptor antagonist used in the management of hypertension. The molecular weight of this drug is 514.617 gram per mole. This, the appearance of this drug is in the crystalline powder, white to off-white color. The solubility of this drug is insoluble in water and soluble in absolute ethanol and chloroform. So, the pharmacokinetic parameters. This drug is given orally and it absorbs rapidly by the oral administration. The bioavailability of this drug is 45 to 100%, and the protein binding is more than 99.5%. Coming to the half-life of this drug, it is 24 hours. The materials and methods. The materials used in this project are telmisartan, HPMCK. The pre-formulation studies conducted are the organoleptic properties, appearance and color, order, taste, solubility analysis, melting point, and FTIR spectroscopy. The determination of lambda max by UV visible spectrophotometer, and the compatibility studies are by FTIR spectroscopy. Coming to the method of preparation, we are using the ion gelation method. It was prepared by the aqueous dispersion of the sodium alginate was prepared, and the polymer aqueous dispersion was prepared. Both the mixtures are mixed and stirring for 10 minutes at 100 rotations, 1000 rotations per minute. The required quantity of drug was added at the ratio of 1:1 and next homogenized for 5 minutes and ultrasonicated for debubbling. After, by taking this mixture in 14 gauze needle, and we are making the droplets were added to calcium chloride solution for 15 minutes to form a rigid microspheres. After taking these microspheres and dried and washed out and dried for 40 degrees centigrades for 24 hours. Next slide. These are the formulations of the microspheres F1 to F6. The telmisartan and sodium alginate, these are prepared. Next slide. Coming to the results and discussions, we are performed the percentage yield, drug content, entrapment efficiency, and the micromeretic properties, and percentage moisture loss, swelling index, and in vitro drug release studies, and mean dissolution time. These are the graphs obtained by the FTIR spectra of telmisartan and with the combination of different polymers. Next slide. These are also with the combination of the different polymers drugged with HPMC K4M and 100M and sodium alginate and sodium CMC. This is the standard curve obtained. We are performing the concentrations from 2 to 10 microgram per ml. The absorbance at 296 nanometer was obtained 0.20 plus or minus 0.0032, 0.908 plus or minus 0.002. Next. The micromeretic properties of prepared microspheres are the formulations from F1 to F6 was the CARS index was obtained. 11.45 plus or minus 0.062, 10.12 plus or minus 0.07. In this, from the cards index, the F3 was the best one, and the Hodgson's ratio 1.10 plus or minus 0.062, 1.3 plus or minus 0.04 was obtained, and the angle of repose was 17.24 plus or minus 0.042, 22.20 plus or minus 0.52 was obtained. Next. The percentage yield of the microspheres was, from these formulations F1 to F6, the percentage yield was 35.65 plus or minus 0.022, 42.87 plus or minus 0.01 was obtained. The drug content of the microspheres was the F1 to F6 formulations. The practical drug content was 56.87 plus or minus 0.012. 94.86 plus or minus 0.06 was obtained. Coming to the entrapment efficiency, the formulations from F1 to F6, 58.28 plus or minus 0.022, 59.87 plus or minus 0.03 was obtained. The practical size analysis of the microspheres was from F1 to F6, 670 plus or minus 0.03 to 1008.52 plus or minus 0.02 micrometers was obtained. The swelling index of microspheres. The F1 to F6 from the formulations, as the time was increases, the swelling index, the percentage of swelling was decreases. In vitro wash test. From these formulations, the percentage of microspheres added to the tissues at various time intervals. As the time was increases, the percentage of the drug adheres to the microspheres was decreases. From the in vitro release studies, the percentage of drug releases at different formulations in the F4 gives the best drug release. F4 formulation. Next. This is the graph obtained by the cumulative percentage drug release, and the scanning electron microscopy was performed by the scanning of the microsphere by releasing the electrons at the surface of the microsphere, and the photograph was obtained. Coming to the summary, the selected mucoadhesive polymers of sodium alginate HPMC K4M and HPMC K100M, sodium CMC Corpopol 974, and chitosan by using the ionic gelation method. By the FTIR study revealed between the no interaction between the drug and selected mucoadhesive polymers, sodium alginate, HPMC, and sodium CMC, and chitosan. The standard curve of the telmisartan was plotted, the concentration versus absorbance, followed by a linear relationship in the range of 2 microgram per ml to 100 microgram per ml. The volume of the crossing agent calcium chloride significantly influenced the entrapment efficiency of the microspheres. All the formulations swelled when immersed in the phosphate buffer. The microspheres consisting of sodium alginate in combination with HPMC K100M as a mucoadhesive polymer exhibited a good mucoadhesive strength from the observed in vitro wash-off test. The release profile was also dependent on the size of microspheres. The rate of drug release was found to decrease in increasing in the sphere size. Next slide. Coming to the conclusion, the telmisartan loaded mucoadhesive microspheres was successfully prepared by the ionic gelation method. After the evaluation of all the parameters, the formulation F4 by using the polymer HPMC K100M showed the better drug release retardation as compared to the best formulation shows less to the other formulations. The drug release in case of HPMC K100M is 99.51% at 24 hours because the HPMC K100M is swelling as well as excellent mucoadhesion properties. From these above research findings, it was conducted that telmisartan is suitable drug candidate to formulate the mucoadhesive drug delivery system. It is used for the treatment of hypertension by reducing the frequency of drug optimization than other delivery systems. Thank you, sir. These are the references. Thank you, sir.
What are the different methods for preparation of these microspheres?
Different methods: solvent evaporation method, spray drying, evaluation, double emulsification method, and the ionic gelation method, sir. Sir.
The RPM was kept at what? What is the RPM used for the preparation?
1000 RPM, sir. For 15 minutes,
1000
sir.
RPM. What is the dose of this drug?
The drug was 5 mg, sir.
The 10 mg, 20
10
mg
mg,
tablets are
20
also
mg.
available.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Sir, good afternoon.
5 members are completed, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.